My effective tax rate was under 2% last year. In this video, we're gonna rank every single tax strategy in a tier list. If you are W-2, self-employed, independent contractor, you have the ability to strategize around your taxes. There's a misconception out there that only business owners can really strategize around their taxes, and that's not true. I'm gonna walk through a bunch of different tax strategies and we're gonna rank them from S to F. So first, let's do some traditional tax breaks, okay? The retirement savers credit. If you make under $76,000 and invest in retirement accounts, you can get a credit on your taxes. This is a great loophole for those middle-class people. I'm gonna go a solid B on this. Let's say IRA contributions, okay? This is both Roth and traditional. It just depends on how much you make. They are phenomenal. In fact, this is one of the first places I would put money over a 401k unless your company has a match. Great one, I'm going A tier on this. Not only are you writing off your taxes, but you're also investing it and maintaining some of that liquidity. A tier for sure. Mortgage interest, we're going C tier. Once again, you're paying it. This isn't investing. This isn't going anywhere. It's not coming back to you in any form of way, so I don't love it, but it is writing it off your taxes, which is a good thing. Make sure at least you claim it if you're not doing standard deduction. The last one inside of kind of traditional tax breaks, if you would, is charitable contributions. I'm just talking about the tax break. I'm not telling you not to invest in charities, guys. We're gonna go C tier here as well for the same logic as before. This money isn't coming back to you. You still have to give it away. It's not being invested, but it is written off your taxes. You get to give it to a good cause, so we're going C tier. Although there is a better way to do charitable contributions called a DAF, a donor advised fund. It allows you to take assets, donate those assets into this fund, and then use that fund to invest in charities. And so you never have to sell the assets. You don't have to take capital gains. It's a much better way to do charitable contributions. If you do those regularly, pay a tithe, whatever it is, look into a DAF. DAFs are going S tier. I absolutely love them. Next is student loan interest payments. I'm going F tier on this one. Honestly, this money doesn't come back to you. It's not invested in any way. I don't love student loans to begin with because the vast majority of people don't actually use the career they got it. F tier, in no way should you go get student loans with the hope that it's a tax break. Section 2 is considered health and family write-offs. The first one is an HSA, and I am going A tier on this one. HSA is one of the best retirement accounts it is. You get the triple threat. It goes in tax-free, grows tax-free, and you can withdraw tax-free, making it a great tax advantage account. A tier, everyone should have an HSA. Next is wages paid to your kids. I'm going B tier here simply because you have to be a business owner to actually be able to do this. And so a lot of people can't qualify for this one. But if you are a business owner and can legally pay your kids for legitimate work done, phenomenal way to keep the money in the family. You get to pay them, write it off your taxes, but then they don't have to claim that money if they make under a certain amount. So it can be the ultimate win-win for a select few people. Next, we're going real estate. Okay, I love real estate. Let's hit a couple inside of real estate. The first one is going to go depreciation. Depreciation is a paper loss that you take anytime you own a home. If it's a residential home, it's like 27 and a half years. You get to depreciate that property over a little bit every single year. What this is going to do is you're going to be able to write off the depreciation, and it will usually offset the cash flow from the rents that you make. So you get money, but you actually don't have to claim it on your taxes because of the write-off. I'm gonna go C tier. It is a good one for real estate, but there's a lot better ways to do it. So let's talk about those. The next one is gonna be a cost segregation study inside your real estate. This is A tier. This is a better way to get depreciation. You can cost segregate study your home, whether it's a single family duplex or a 200-unit apartment. And what you're gonna do is you get to go into that home and find the lifespan of everything inside that home. So normal depreciation is 27 and a half years, but your carpet, your lights, your roof aren't gonna last that long. And so you get to speed up the depreciation on a lot of stuff inside your home. This is an A tier, phenomenal way. The only reason it's not S tier is you usually can only write this off passive income, not active income. So this can't eliminate a W-2, but it can eliminate other passive income. A tier for sure. Next is a 1031 exchange. We're going B tier. It's a really good way to kick the can down the road and not pay taxes. If you sell a rental property and made money, you don't have to pay taxes on that money if you do a 1031 exchange and roll it all into another property. So what this does is it allows you to not have to pay taxes bridging between properties so you can trade up to bigger and bigger and better properties, kicking the can further down the road. Now, eventually you'll likely have to pay a really large tax bill because it's going to catch up to you unless you were able to pass it through your kids through a trust or a will when you pass. It's a really good way to do it. We're going B tier on 1031 exchanges. And the last one inside of the real estate section is the short-term rental loophole. I'm going S tier on this one. Almost all other real estate is considered passive losses and passive income. The reason I love the short-term rental loophole so much is there is a code that as long as the average stay inside your rental is under 7 days, it is no longer a separate passive investments and active investments. So now all those losses that we've been talking about can now eliminate W-2 income. That is the reason you see so many doctors and attorneys and high W-2 wage earners owning Airbnbs, is because they can eliminate their W-2 using the short-term rental loophole, making it a for sure S tier in tax planning. With all of these tax strategies, I'm not a tax professional. This is not financial advice, and there are intricacies to every single one of these that you need to get a professional involved in. I'm just providing education so you know what to ask inside those meetings, but make sure you guys do your due diligence. This is the whole reason I created the Amplify community. I have a community where I just educate. There's over 2,000 people in that community every single month. I make it dirt cheap. I think it's $24 to get in, and you can get in for free for 7 days to try it out. But it is just hours and hours of education around financial literacy. How do you save money on taxes? How do you get better returns? How do you get into private markets? I have 101 different tax write-offs for both W-2 and business owners inside there. You can download it, take it to your CPA, and walk through it with them. If you want access to that community, the link is in the description. You can join for free for the next 7 days, because I want as many people to become financially educated as I possibly can. But let's keep going. I've got a couple more. The last section we're going to hit on, I'm calling the big league plays. Okay, I love every single one of these, and you can eliminate a lot of income really quickly with these. First one is real estate syndications. Real estate syndication is a phenomenal one, and I absolutely love it. It's the exact same of everything that we just talked about: cost segregations, depreciation, real estate returns, but now you get to do it in a passive way. You get to give money to a private equity real estate firm, and they will take that money and go buy large apartment complexes for you in your behalf. You're a business partner with them, and they will help you get all the cost segregation studies, all the write-offs, everything. So now you have checks and cash flow showing up every single month, and you get the amazing tax benefits, but you don't have to do any of the work. A tier on real estate syndications. This is one of the main ways that I eliminate taxes. Next one, self-directed IRAs. We are going S tier on this. The vast majority of people have no idea what this is. A lot of the big firms like Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab force us to invest inside of public markets. But the truth is, you can use your 401k and IRA to invest in real estate and cryptocurrency and syndications and private equity and venture capital and get much better returns. And the awesome part is it's in a tax advantage account. You can use your Roth IRA to go get huge returns in venture capital and real estate, so that when you take it out, you have even more money that grew tax-free that you get to take out and not have to pay any taxes on it. S tier, love self-directed IRAs. And the last one is probably my absolute favorite. It's going S tier as well, but this is heavy machinery leasing. The reason I love this one, it has the ability to write off W-2 income and a multiplied effort and eliminate a whole lot of it at once. What this looks like: you could put $30,000 down payment on a couple tractors. You could buy those 2 tractors or dump trucks or forklifts or whatever it is, and you could have those inside your company, and then that company can lease it to another company on like a 5-year term or a 6-year term, and they get to use it. What ends up happening though is when you put 10% down on a piece of equipment, let's say $30,000 to buy $300,000 of equipment, you get to write off the entirety of that purchase year one. So you put $30,000 down to write off $300,000 of your taxes, and that $300,000 can be written off your W-2 paycheck. So if you made $300,000, you probably would have paid $80,000 or $90,000 in taxes. So you invest less than you would have paid, and now you don't have to pay any taxes. And on top of that, that $30,000 gets roughly a 16 to 18% return. This is what you call an alternative investment that eliminates massive amounts of taxes. I do this almost every single year. I know a lot of people do. I think they do about $1 billion a year in equipment rentals. These are the types of tax strategies that I hope people start looking at. Look at this S tier and everything up there. That is tax mitigation. That's how you grow your net worth, and that's how you really multiply every single dollar that you're making. If you want access to the community where we educate on all this type of stuff and so much more, and if you want a list of 101 different tax breaks that you can take your accountant, go down to the description down below. You can sign up for the community 100% free for the first 7 days. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you want more content just like this.